Freebird Studios. Use the CC button to turn on English subtitles.
It can be confusing, it can be hard when you fall in love abroad. We want to help you find your way to international love. Lost you, baby, lost you, baby. I'm gonna love you. Love me, baby, love me, baby. International love, yeah. Love, international love. What kind of love now? Love, international love. They didn't hear you. Gonna love you, baby, love you all night long. Gonna love you, baby, love you real strong. All night long. Internationally.
How are you feeling today, Ben? Do you want to tell me with song?
Oh, I'll tell you with song.
Sure, why not? Speak with your music.
Okay, let the music do the talking. I woke up this morning.
What time?
About 7. Had a cup of coffee.
Of course you did.
Or 2.
Ooh.
Thought about what am I gonna do today? Then I remember
You got an idea.
meeting a
All right, it's time to do the podcast.
gonna do some podcasting today.
It's podcast day.
So I said, fuck yeah,
Fuck yeah.
dog.
That's how we do it now.
Talking about English, having fun with my bro.
With my brother from another mother.
Hey, different mothers, same ideas about life, cause we... Oops.
Same ideas about love, cause we're not gay, definitely not gay.
Not in that way.
Straight.
But almost gay, but not
A
really
little gay? No, little gay. Wait, gay? No.
Definitely not gay.
Not gay. Not gay. Right. Wait, not gay?
Not yet.
Not gay. Straight love internationally, but we are open to questions from all sexual orientations.
Yeah. He, she, he, all of them.
Ladies, boys, lady boys, boy ladies, anything.
Pregnant men.
Anyone.
Yeah, sure.
We have open hearts and open minds.
You know what? Whatever direction you choose in life, try to be happy.
That's it.
It's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Be happy yourself and do your best to make other people happy. Today's international love question is kind of serious.
Oh, okay.
Asking advice is, how do you avoid this situation?
Right.
So here's the situation.
Okay. I'm ready.
A Japanese lady marries an American guy. So they met and fell in love, got married. And when the kids were small,
Right.
they lived in America.
Okay.
And it was easy for her to find friends because the kids were small. So they'd have play dates with their friends and you'd meet the parents of their friends.
You're forced to interact with other adults of a similar age when you have young children. Sometimes you find a good friend.
Right, right. You have a lot of opportunity to meet other parents.
Yeah. Meet a lot of dickheads too.
Well, in this case, it was nice.
Sure.
She had a lot of opportunity to talk with other parents and meet friends, etc., etc. And then they moved back to Japan.
Okay.
But the kids stayed in American schooling.
So the kids stayed in America?
No.
Right.
In Tokyo and other big cities, and I think here in Sendai as well, they have some American schools.
I see.
Where
Okay.
basically people who are expats Americans living abroad can have their kids continue an American education outside of America.
I see. So once you step into the school, it's like being in America.
Basically, yeah.
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 Okay.
Right. So the kids, they could speak Japanese,
Right.
but they continued being American,
Okay.
essentially.
So most of their life was in English.
Yeah, it was all in English.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they speak Japanese with their mother a little,
Sure.
and her English is okay, not perfect, but not bad.
Right.
Anyway, the kids got older, and then they moved again outside of Japan.
Right.
Outside of Japan, and the kids are now teenagers. And now that they're teenagers, she didn't have any chance to meet other parents
Right.
because you don't take your teenager to a play date.
No, it's not cool to join your teenagers when they meet their friends.
Right.
Hey guys, I brought my mum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, not cool.
No.
So I guess she became a little lonely.
Sure.
And not only that, the kids were totally Americanized. And at home, like the father and the kids will be joking about things,
Right.
and she can't even understand what they're laughing about.
Because her English wasn't good enough to understand
Yeah.
their fluent joking.
Not only the language, but the culture.
Yeah. It's a sort of a double punch.
Right, right.
Yep.
And eventually she kind of became a little depressed
Sure.
and turned to alcohol, as
It's-
people do when you get depressed.
Some do. It's never a good idea, but, it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we already turned to alcohol, even though we're not depressed.
Happy, sad, angry.
Yeah. Give me a beer.
Beer, please.
Anyway, it was not a great situation for her.
Sounds terrible.
And I guess the question is, you're kind of in that situation,
I am.
right?
Every day, more and more.
Because your kids are quickly learning Japanese,
Yeah.
and probably they're going to surpass your Japanese ability.
They're almost there. They're 3 and 1. No, there have been times recently where my wife says something to my eldest son and I don't catch it all. Or they're talking about something cultural and I just don't know what it is.
Really?
Yeah. sure.
Already?
Already. Yeah.
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 So
He's a quick one. My son, he's
a smart kid.
growing up quick.
Yeah. So are you worried about this?
I am. But what's important for me is it's a motivation to study more Japanese, obviously, but I'm such a lazy student. That's my problem.
Yeah, I introduced you to a Japanese teacher.
You did, yeah. Haven't taken a lesson yet, but
know.
thanks for the introduction. So, I do my best every time I hear them talking. I ask them to explain, but I speak only English to my kids. So my eldest I speak to him naturally and he understands everything.
Right. So there are two different problems.
Yeah.
Number one is you want your kids to be bilingual.
Yes.
Actually, we're not talking about that specifically now.
Right.
This is more about not becoming isolated from your family.
Well, you're right. There is 2 problems here. One is language and one is isolation.
When they're kind of connected.
They are. I guess for this lady, maybe it's too late, but I would say keep that native language going with your kids. It's very important. It's easy to give up, but I've been very focused on keeping English only between me and my kids, or especially from me. Plus, I speak English with my wife, which helps them a lot, right? But in terms of isolation, yeah, it's very important to have friendships and somebody you can sort of share your feelings with when you're living overseas.
And what about like that feeling with your kids feeling isolated? Like they're all laughing about something and you don't understand it. Like,
Well,
I guess it depends on your personality.
it does.
Might bother some people more than others.
Look, there's always going to be times, even in a non-international relationship, where kids have a private joke with one parent or they prefer to do some activity with one parent. You know, I do this with dad, I do this with mum. Even in non-international relationships, I know people can struggle with that. You know?
Right.
So I don't know.
So that's
like,
kind of natural.
it is. It's sort of amplified in her case because of the cultural difference.
And I think in this case especially, it's amplified because they had moved outside of Japan again.
Sure.
So she didn't have any friends.
Right.
And didn't have any way to make friends.
Yes. Yeah, it's difficult to make friends as an adult. But in the case of her children, I mean, one thing I've learned through my limited short time as a parent is find some common interest with your child and put in the time to form that close relationship, even if it's just one thing, like reading books or, you know, a certain music that you like. If you form that strong bond and keep it up,
You share an interest
Yeah.
with the child, right?
you're never going to all get along and share everything in a family.
So you're saying is you just have to accept some things when
Yeah.
you're in an international marriage
That's it.
and focus on other things to make the relationship strong.
That's right. Yes. Do your best in areas where you feel things are not going well, but don't get hung up on it too much.
Right.
Don't forget to focus on the happier side.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's never perfect.
Right. I have a friend who is very successful
Okay.
in keeping the house all in English.
Yes.
So like as soon as you walk in the door, come home, even though his wife was Japanese,
Yes.
her English really wasn't that good.
Okay.
They were very successful in keeping their house to be only English. I think that's really hard.
It's very hard. It's a nice situation, but it's not practical for all couples. I talked about that with my wife, but it's unnatural for her to communicate with her own children in her second language.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the sacrifice one parent has to make.
that's right. It's a give and take. But like I said, I guess I'm kind of lucky because I communicate with my wife in English. So at least the kids get to hear her speaking English
Right.
as well.
And let me just finish the story about my friend.
Okay.
So they were very successful in keeping their house all in English while they're in Japan.
Sure.
Then they moved to Canada.
Okay.
And I haven't met their kids for a very long time now, so I don't really know what's going on.
Right.
But I imagine things are getting difficult for her
Yes.
because she made so much effort to keep everything in English at home. It's going to be hard for the kids to suddenly be like, oh, now I have to speak only Japanese. Like, what are they doing over there? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't imagine they would do the opposite in Canada. So only Japanese in the house.
Yeah, right?
That would be difficult. And
So
to
now
expect
they're
that.
over there. I'm wondering maybe she's having these similar kind of problems,
Sure.
you know?
Could be.
Yeah, I think it's a very difficult thing. I've seen a lot of people have kids here and deal with this.
Yeah, it's definitely a big issue. But especially worse when you don't have any friends or a social group.
Yeah, I think this case, that made the problem much worse.
Yes, compounded the problem.
Yeah.
Made it worse. Yeah, you have to try to make friends. Easier said than done.
Yeah. You know, there's so many people who, once they have kids, I never see them anymore.
They disappear.
They're gone.
Poof, they're gone.
Yeah. Not you, though.
Not me.
Stayed a good friend. Yeah.
Each person in the relationship needs their space. It's
Yes.
very important.
Have to be like cats.
Yes.
A little bit.
That's right. Yes. Catwoman and Catman.
That's from episode 46, I think.
Dog and cat women.
Right.
What's your type?
Right. Oh, that was from International Love number 1.
International love
Right.
numero uno, number 1.
Oh, yeah. So everyone who's in this situation, the best of luck. There's a lot of different ways to deal with it.
Yeah.
I guess the most important thing is, as you suggested, focus on positive things and sharing fun things to do with your kids.
Yes, it's very important. There's always something.
Build that strong relationship.
Sure. And talk to your partner. Communication. Silence is poison. Yes.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's true.
communicate.
Yes, it's important.
Very important.
And, you know, a few drinks doesn't hurt.
Okay.
It's okay too.
Ben, shall we sing it on out?
Sure.
Okay.
After that, it's kind of is it going to be a dark song?
No, I think it's a happy, in the end, it's like, you know, do your best.
Sure.
Yeah.
Survive.
Yes.
Well, this song's called Do Your Best.